As a warning, this video contains content that may be difficult for those struggling with severe anxiety and panic attacks, mental illness, COVID-19, long COVID symptoms, burnout, and also a quick mention of a sick pet who is now recovered. Hi everyone, my name is Brittany. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be talking about where I've been.
It's Brittany, bitch.
If you haven't noticed, I've been gone for many months on BookTube, but there is definitely a reason for that. And I've actually gotten a lot of comments from people I didn't realize actually watch my videos, like a lot of friends and family being like, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Hope you're having a great summer. And it broke my heart in the best way possible that people obviously actually watch my videos, because I think it's hard to realize how your videos do impact other people. Like the videos that I watch impact my life, and seeing all those really nice messages, y'all just made my day. I feel like I definitely owed you guys a little bit of an explanation because I just bounced and it was not intentional at all. I talked about it in videos a little bit, and I think in February and March, I was feeling already really burnt out. My job is just really intense and very stressful, and it doesn't leave a lot of time for me to do videos or editing or reading. It just makes my job a little bit more difficult to do this, and it's really stressful. And then on top of that, in April, I decided to do the magical readathon, and I actually did do it, and I actually completed it, and it was great. However, it really put me in a big reading slump, and it just made me feel even more burnt out than I already was. And then my cat was sick for a week, and we had to take her to the emergency vet, and $1,600 later, she probably just had a UTI, don't know what that was, and it was really stressful. And then on top of that, about a week later, I got COVID, and I have never been so sick in my life, and I know that I've actually had it before and it was extremely mild, so I wasn't really worried. But I basically went over to my neighbors upstairs and I brought them some pieces of cake, and we ended up talking for like 2 hours. Lo and behold, the next day they text me that they're positive for COVID-19. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I was feeling okay, and then all of a sudden in like 8 hours from that point, I felt awful. Tested positive, was very ill for about 2 weeks, and it was absolutely terrible. And then on top of that, I actually got really bad long COVID symptoms. And before, I'd already had long COVID symptoms. Like I had a really terrible cough, especially in the morning for like 2 hours for like the past year. It was pretty bad. And I also had the COVID toe rash that just would not go away. TMI, but you deserve to know. So ever since I've had this latest variant, I've had a lot of gag reflex problems. I've had a lot of mouth pain. I've had a COVID rash all over my body. It's made my skin condition so much worse. It is just kind of like ravaged my life. And one of those things was anxiety. It's honestly really hard to talk about because it still affects me. It was the worst symptom I've ever experienced from any sort of illness, because I'm still dealing with it today, and it's September. To make it really short and sweet, I've always had anxiety like most normal people, anxiety about normal things, right? Like my cat going to the vet, worried. I've never had it to where I had like consistent panic attacks and I had to sit in my shower in my bedroom for 3 days and I wouldn't come out. To be quite frank, it was that bad that if I had the money, I would have checked myself into some sort of mental health facility. But I couldn't afford to do that, so I had to go back to work, and it was awful. And I've just learned to deal with the supplements and meditation and breathing exercises. And I have basically just changed my entire life around anxiety and how to deal with it, because it's not even anxiety anymore. It's like straight panic disorder, and it comes out of nowhere sometimes. Like I love driving, and I couldn't drive for like weeks. Like it was terrible. And then I went on a flight and I had a panic attack on every single flight to go visit family. And then I actually had to throw up in between flights. Like it was terrible. And I've never been like that. I love traveling. I love going on planes. I love going for road trips. Not that person. So I knew it wasn't me. And then I went to my doctor and I was like, hey, this is really weird. And she did confirm that a lot of people, for some reason with the Omicron variant, are experiencing like severe levels of anxiety or depression that they've never experienced before, even if they never previously had any one of those. So if you never had anxiety or depression, you may all of a sudden just now get it. And it explains so much, because I just felt very lost and I was like so confused. But it makes sense, because when I was really sick, I couldn't sleep. I was wired. I've never been that sick and not been able to sleep in my life. Like I could barely sleep for 6 hours a night, and then I was just up the rest of the day. My brother, on the other hand, he slept for like 4 days straight. I couldn't get him out of bed. I was just wired and gonna go to sleep. And that's when I knew that was definitely where it came from. And I'm still dealing with it today. So, there are future videos to come. It's definitely not going to be the level that I was performing at before, which is usually like a video a week, which to be quite fair, that's quite a lot for me, having another full-time job that is very intensive. And I think the problem is I always compared myself to all of these people who don't have full-time jobs and use booktube as their full-time job. And I just kept comparing our content, and then it made me more depressed and more burnt out because I was so frustrated that I didn't have the time to give to this channel. But I'm just kind of giving that all up. I'm being really kind to myself. If I don't get out a video, I don't get out a video, and I'm going to just make them as I feel like it. I do have a couple in the works, and that's why I had to film this video, but honestly, I wasn't in the right headspace to talk about it. It's still hard to talk about it, but it's something that other people deal with as well, so I hope that this is received in a safe manner and that you guys are okay with it. But that's just where I've been. Now that I'm gonna post this video, I can finally release all the other videos I've been kind of holding hostage. I have a couple of cool ones coming up, and I would definitely expect content from me, but I would definitely subscribe and hit the bell icon because I really don't know when I'm gonna post, and I can't guarantee it to you it's gonna be on a more set schedule, but I still wanna continue making content. I'm not going away for good. I'm taking more time for my mental health. I mean, my schedule every single day has completely changed. It's nowhere near where it used to be. I have to exercise every single day for a minimum of 30 minutes, no matter what. I will not take an exception because it helps my anxiety so much to just go away. I also take like a crazy amount of different supplements that help. I meditate almost every single day. I write in a gratitude journal. Like, I'm really just trying to focus my mental health because it was so debilitating. I couldn't live. I couldn't do anything. And that is just like the worst part of it because it just affected me in such a way that I've never had. It's always been normal anxiety, like before a job interview, and then you're like, whew, right after, right? You know, your body reacts normally. But basically what happened was my body was like in fight or flight mode. And now I'm starting to feel like myself again. I'm getting ideas for videos. I would like to put some out. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. If there's anything you want me to read, I'm all ears. Thank you for sticking around for this video. If you guys have any further questions, you can always email me my business email down below, or always just go ahead and leave me a comment. But that's all I have for you today. Look forward to some new content. I'm not sure when it's gonna come out, but it will come out very soon. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.